In the first half of the series, Carl and I dug into some of the bigger picture elements of bikepacking, such as what bikepacking really is, routes, bikes and tires, packing systems, and gear strategies. Last episode, we zoomed in on food, water, and resupply. These are like things that directly impact the energy and day-to-day performance on the bike.
Yep.
This week, we're continuing that shift into real-world details that can quietly make or break the trip. Throughout episode 6, we're going to talk about navigation, power management, and en route decision making. Basically, how you move through your route and your day when things don't go perfectly, because I guarantee you they won't.
No.
Before going any further, I'd like to thank Panorama Cycles for their support and for making this series possible. Be sure to check out their bikes online at panoramacycles.com, or better yet, in person at the Canadian Shield Bikepacking Summit at the end of May. So for today, Carl, I think our main kind of focus is how do you stay en route, powered up, and making good decisions when things fall apart.
you know I'm really good at 2 of those things, right?
Making good decisions?
No.
So, it's a really interesting topic today because there's a lot of things now. And, back in the day, things were really easy, right?
Yeah, it was just paper map.
I mean, I wouldn't say easy. Like paper maps, I was good at reading maps. I was in the army.
Hmm.
I wouldn't follow my wife with a map.
Yeah, no. I mean, like,
Or
no, not me. Like a cue sheet I could do, but like not a map. Like it just gives you a sense of general direction. So it's more like a macro, not really micro. You cannot zoom in. You cannot like get yourself out of a pickle. That's about it.
And when things start to go wrong, you don't feel like, well, I mean, you didn't know the exacts anyway, so it's not as critical. It's just kind of an issue.
I feel like there's more road following these days than like the actual back in the day where just like, oh, a map, I want to go north. These are the road. Mm-hmm. More on that later, I think. Yeah.
I think there's a good amount of times where I'm riding my bike and I spend so much time looking at the GPS that I might as well just be riding at night because I don't see anything around me. It's just like I see this display.
That's true.
And that's the only thing that matters.
That's true. And the screens are getting bigger and then more and more. So
nowadays, like Carl was kind of saying, there's so many things. Like, the average bike packer has a GPS, smartphone.
Yeah, mostly a smartphone. Apps, like you'll get like as many apps as there's like probably a route around like this place, and you can download the route directly on your phone, directly on your GPS. Like there's so many options to go around and not being lost.
Yeah, and of course then that leads to and smartwatches. People have
true.
Smartwatches. I don't have mine on right now. It's charging in the house.
I have Google Map on mine. You're right. Like it is weird to think about like that you can actually navigate with your
Apple Watch upside down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Because like when you ride and you have glove,
you hit the button, right?
Yeah, you hit the button. So tricks of the day.
There you go.
When you ride and you have an Apple Watch, just put the button there because like
if does it automatically flip?
You can flip it.
Oh, okay. There's a manual.
Yeah.
See, I learned something every day.
There you go.
And of course that means battery packs, charging cables, dynamos, God knows what else. Plugs, everything.
Solar panel.
Yeah. There's a lot more tools than there's ever been, and we still seem to get lost.
Even more nowadays, I feel.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because like the parameter of being lost or more concise as before. Like I just said, like you had a map, you just go north. You wouldn't be lost if you go like this direction and then go back north. And
right, you're like, this is the goal. I got to get there somehow.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you? Like, are you getting lost?
I've been not lost, but like frustrated with technology because I feel like I'm gonna get lost. I had a Garmin 530 way back when I started bikepacking, and
I remember that
they were really slow to reroute. So if you happen to like pass your point of turning, the reroute would take, by the time you realize it, you're probably a good 50, 100, 200, 500 meters away. And then you turn around and you go back, and then you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, and you could kill 5-10 minutes just waiting for this thing to reroute.
You could turn off that option, you know that.
Well, I mean, but I not to just reroute, but to like refine, because it would reroute, and then I would like want to get back on my route.
To the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, but there are ways, and like I never really got into the deeps of it, and probably just pissed myself off more and more, and then
the day off,
and then I just gave up.
And you got a different device.
But like that first real bikepacking, I know BT 700 comes up again and again and again, but that real first adventure, I had issues with my dynamo. Because I had a dynamo, I thought I was good to go, and I had one power bank.
I remember.
And then I had problems with my Garmin.
I remember.
And the dynamo wasn't working, so I had one power bank to like manage my phone, my Garmin, and everything.
And you had
the reroutes were killing me, so I kept like looking at my phone, killing the battery, and it was just like.
And you had a Carl, because I remember riding behind you, and then you were like, I want to ride like up front because I want to ride this section, and then you would like be in your own shadow. So like you couldn't ride down any technical section like at full speed because I was like literally blinding you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, I remember that one. That was a funny one.
And how about you? Any issues?
Yeah. I mean, like we all had, like mine personally was in the US, I think, couple of like first bikepacking trip that I did, which was more touring back then. And I was with my partner at the time, and we were supposed to go to a camping, and then the thing was like, yes, go straight in this direction. Sure. That's a road. And that was a sand pit with motorcycle, like motocross, like going everywhere. And just like we couldn't pedal. And then it was like frustrating. And
those are the worst. It's like winter too, snowmobiles, like motorbikes and four-wheelers just tear everything up and make it so loose.
But it was a pit. It was like
it was
basically a pit. Like, and we had a worst day ever just before that. So like we got there, and then at the end of that road, which the GPS was like the camping's at the end of it, there's like a probably 6-7 meter fence. Mm-hmm. And then my partner at the time, she just like took the Garmin off their bike, and then she just like threw it. And she was the most chill person in the world. She just like threw her GPS like in the wood, and I had to go pick it up. And it's like, I'm sorry, this is.
It's like probably beeping like you had an accident.
Yeah, but she was like really a strong believer of paper map. So like, and I got her that GPS. So like, I was like, so sorry about that GPS. Yeah. So no, not great. But I have like millions of story like that.
Yeah.
Where like the GPS is like, go in this direction, and then it's like a 30-kilometer detour, and then there's a bridge right in front of you. So yeah.
And then you follow the GPS and you get around, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. You're coming back exactly at the same place. So
the worst is like, weren't we just over there?
But I started like doing both. So like phone, GPS, map, GPS, map, phone. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think like we really rely on tech.
Yep.
And we start to rely on it too much, right?
Yep.
And I do see some people making the move back to paper. They're just like, I want to navigate by paper. And I'm like, that's insane, but it makes sense. And I can kind of get it.
I do, but like a different kind of navigation, like cue sheet and elevation map. Now that I have like rolled around my top tube, so I can just like flip it or around my stem.
Mm-hmm. So I like to carry a sextant and like guide to the stars.
On your old boat.
Yeah. So I think we rely too much on one system, and we don't really have like redundancies, right?
No backup. Yeah.
What do we want to talk about? Navigation.
Yeah, I mean, like let's start with navigation. When they work, they're seamless. Like you don't think about navigation like when they work. Like you just like follow your map, and it's not a problem. Like they're not just tool. They're a system that works with other stuff. I would say like they're in symbiosis. Look at my English.
Symbiosis.
Yeah. Symbiosis with like other thing that you have on your bike, and then like if you don't have like a functional like device to navigate, then you won't go anywhere to test that. Super tense. So when nothing works, I would say like it takes your entire day. Like
I just the stress that builds up when things are not going well.
Yeah, I remember you like panicking like while your GPS wouldn't like reroute, and then it's at this point it was just like maximum stress. We were less efficient because I remember we had like 6 minutes per hour to stop.
Yeah, we had like a crazy goal.
Yeah, we were like chipping, and we were doing so good, and then you were like frustrated because like you were trying to make decision fast, turn left or right, and then you were like, this is chipping away from the 6 minutes. So like,
I mean, we were out there to like push ourselves, and I think we were doing a really good job, but it was like by hour 24, 30, whatever it was, like it was just starting to get really frustrating when things weren't working out.
yeah, because like it was like sleep time that we can get, and then sleeping was actually the way to make it out there safely.
Yeah.
So like chipping away from our sleep time because navigation like couldn't work, that was like very frustrating.
Yeah. And I think there's like one of the really big ones of, you know, navigation power when they're not working right for you is like a safety aspect, because you know you can miss really important things because your technology has fallen apart on you, right?
Yeah, you can, like, one of the most important one is like if you navigate and then you pre-route your trip, you can also like figure out where the water sources are. You can do like your bailout if you're like me and you're always looking for a bailout. And then you can also like end up somewhere you shouldn't be. Like there's like place that like are like, do not go there because like the owner can be really angry, but also like the terrains can make it really hard for you to go through. So I'd say like it just like it goes from like I will figure it out, I will figure it out, I will figure it out, and then it just turns into like, oh, I need to get out of there. Yeah.
We have a few comments here. Daniel LeBlanc says, my Garmin would literally just give up on life and completely freeze if I even went a little off route. And it feels like that was an old Garmin thing. Maybe like the newer ones I heard are much, much better. They're much more responsive. But like, man, I remember that 530.
Yeah, my Wahoo froze. Like, you remember that?
The route was too long, right? It just froze.
The route was too long. At past 500 kilometer, my Garmin froze and never saved my ride. So like, very frustrating.
Emily says she had issues with maps on BT 700.
I remember this.
If it was rough.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was rough. It was rough.
It was rough. Yeah. I remember that because like she was like trying to navigate, and then she's really good at navigation. I am not. I suck. So like I was relying on her, and then she was relying on her device, and then like the double like stress was really hard on her. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's another thing that really drives me nuts sometimes with, well, it was a Garmin issue, but it would show you off course because you're like clearly like 10 meters to the left of the imaginary line it's drawing. And so forever it's saying off course. You don't know if you're going to go for 20 kilometers or 2 kilometers. Mental, man. It would drive me absolutely nuts.
She commented like, now I remember she didn't load the base map.
Whoa, you have to update them?
No, but like load it.
Okay.
So like she could see a line, but no streets, no nothing.
Oh, okay.
So like she was following a line, but sometimes like it was just like turning, and then she didn't know if it was like in someone's driveway or the road. So like, yeah, it was a pain in the ass. Yeah, like we like talking about safety, but like I would say the second point is efficiency. Like it's like if you're always looking for where to go, then you're always stopping.
Yeah, super inefficient. You know, like I think we kind of mentioned it. When you're riding with partners, you stop twice as much. Like every pee break, every jacket, every snack break, it doubles. Because you're not going to be in sync.
No. And
when your technology is not working, it like easily triples the amount of stops you're making. You're just stopping all the time.
Yeah.
And you know, like even on that BT 700 that event, I hit the FKT for 2 days, and Theo beat me by 2 hours. But I'm like, man, if I did not have to stop 400 times in that 50 some hours to look at my Garmin, how much more faster would I have gone? Yeah, I don't know. You just don't know.
You kind of think about like you're writing it, and then all of a sudden, like I'm gonna redo it this summer. You're writing it, and then after you see like all the little thing that you did, that adds up, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I could have been faster there. I could have saved 15 minutes there,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you would be like 2 hour at the end. So
Yeah, easily. Like,
yeah, and also like wrong turn, like you just like miss a turn, or you go like in the wrong direction, and then you just end up like somewhere, and you have to backtrack. Like backtracking is like taking like, I don't want to be only on the how can I say, racing side of the thing, but like it can be also frustrating. Like at the end of the day, you're just going to a camp spot,
and there's a 6-foot fence or 12-foot fence or
or
whatever.
you just like been riding 20 kilometer on the road, and then this road is going like west, and you're supposed to go north. So yeah, it's like over a long day that can be really pushing your system to the limit, because like you're just trying to make it through like tent and sleep and food.
And like when I was just thinking, man, when technology's gone wrong, I was living in Malaysia for a lot of years, for those that don't know. And if you ever asked a local, and a lot of the older locals spoke English because they had like the British were there and doing some like English stuff in the 70s and 80s. And if you asked a local like which way to whatever, it was always straight. It was always either 5 minutes, 5 kilometers, whatever. Like it was almost never straight.
Yeah.
It was almost never 5 kilometers.
It is swervy straight. Yeah,
But it was like nobody knew the navigation.
just go in this general direction.
Yeah, I find like when wrong turns kill you, man. Like you can hit the worst hike of bikes. Like imagine being in the Gatineau Park and you make the wrong turn. Next thing you know, you're like going up a mountainside.
Yeah, or on the 10 or something like that. Yeah, like, or you're just like on the side of the road. Like you're on the side of the road, you're riding on the worst trail ever, but the real road was like just beside it. Like
like some of these ATV tracks along the sides of highways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the constant stopping, I think you mentioned, right? It just, the momentum, it's just a killer.
Yep.
And like little known is like every time you stop, the amount of exertion it takes you to get back to speed is sapping your overall, the bucket of energy that you have is dwindling faster because it takes energy to get a bike going.
Yeah, this is what's killing me most of the time. I don't like stopping. Yeah.
And it just adds up. And I think like these navigation issues add up to like all kinds of other issues.
So like we talked about safety and efficiency. What's next? I'd say your like efficiency, frustration, stress levels.
Yeah, here Daniel says backtracking could mean the difference between hitting the grocery store for real food or having to go to a gas station to have garbage for dinner, if you get anything at all. Yeah, and that's been my situation where you miss the opening or closing times, and it's the worst.
I time myself with the grocery store. I don't live without food.
Yeah.
Which is like a normal thing to say as a human.
Yeah, you just can't live without it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But no, I need that. So like, yeah.
Yeah, I think like stress is a killer. You know, we say that in the work life and every act of our lives. Well, on the bike is like stress will destroy you. Like just the stress of things going wrong mentally will just tear you down.
I like to bike with people for that exact reason, because there's more people that can be like, I don't think we're going in the right direction. Yeah.
Or if somebody stresses way more, it makes you feel a little more at ease with the problems you're dealing with.
No, but I mean like navigation, I'm mostly chill.
My hair is really bad today.
Yeah, I know. Every time I see myself on the camera, I'm like, wow, I need a haircut. But we wear a helmet for this reason. We should
start wearing the helmets for the series.
Yeah. Yeah, like good navigation, you don't think about it. You're just like flowing, you follow that line or you follow that line on your map. Like bad navigation, it's like constant. Just like, was this the good one? Was this a good turn? Like, I need to have a good map or a good person to bike with.
Yeah, and when it's like bad navigation also means like when you make that turn eventually, or you figure out your route and you're like, 8 kilometers on this crap.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Because now you're like, what's going to happen in 8 kilometers? Oh my God, 8 kilometers is so long. Is this thing right? Is it wrong? And like, do I really go 8 kilometers?
I don't like the stress with mapping. You know that? I don't like the stress with mapping. That's why like I bring my set of skills, which is like fixing everything, but I give the stress of mapping to other people.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I hate it. Like I hate like when navigation doesn't go right. Like I don't mind. Like I know how to navigate and I know how to use things. I'm much happier now with the devices I have
Mm-hmm.
than I was in the past. I'm using the Coro Stura. You're using the
Garmin
Garmin
1040 Solar.
1040 Solar. You're happy. It's functional. It
It's great.
reroutes it. It's
I
big
turned it
enough
off.
that you don't get lost so super easy.
Exactly. I need a big screen. So yeah, it's like I don't like I can put cue point. So like I can put like on the map or
okay.
on like I can see like what's the next water source. I can see like what's the next dépanneur in Quebec, and that's really cool. Like you with those functions, it's kind of like reduce the stress of like, am I gonna be able to find something?
Right.
So and
Do you you mentioned earlier you something around your handlebars, right? Like you were saying like a cue sheet or is elevation?
yeah, I do. Elevation. I took that from Eric and Jen. Actually, they have that for most of their adventure, and it's kind of like just like you have the big picture, so you can be like, it's gonna be a rough 4 hour, or tomorrow I can like stop right now, and tomorrow climb a little bit more, or I can do all the climbing today because you can see it, and then the day after you know it's gonna be all downhill. So
Right. So you can expect like how much suffering you have to do.
because it's GPS.
Predict.
Your GPS is like what about like 3 centimeter wide, like 3.5. So like you don't see the whole picture, and like most of the time, the picture that you want to see is not really the map. It's mostly the elevation and biking.
Yeah.
So like that's why I have like this thing around my stem that I can like just turn and be like, that's gonna be a rough next 4 hour. But
I know when I did I don't know if now's a good time to talk about it or not. I forget the flow, but I made a cue sheet on like notes or whatever.
Yep.
Screenshotted it and then I put it as the background of my phone.
I do that as well.
And the important thing is like you can minimize a lot of the things on your background, so like make it so that the time is smaller, things are less obstructed. And then I would have color coded so I know if it's water or food or things like that.
Yeah.
And so I could, if I'm looking for water, I know okay, kilometer 360. There's a water source, creek, whatever.
You can do that, but like just tape it to your bike, like the cue point, like the cue sheet. That is just like between this and this, there's gonna be like water, and then what's the distance between this and this? Like you can just like this is at kilometer that, and then after that, there's gonna be this number of kilometer between. But like I'm saying that like I'm a pro, but it's all Emily. Yeah.
But like for me, I have a picture of Jasmine here, right? But if you hold the screen down, how does it go? Like here, now you can scroll, right? So you can have multiple pictures.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
One with elevation, one with food, one with water. I don't know, like some.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to turn your phone on and do all these things to find it, right? You're just looking at your lock screen.
Yeah, but interestingly, we're gonna talk about battery.
There's no such thing as too little battery.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the decision making quality, right? Because we're still talking about navigation and power.
Yep.
And when things aren't going right, the quality of your decisions takes a hit.
That's where I go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me I don't know why.
Oh, I get like tired, hungry.
Everybody does.
Slightly stressed, but like I do all of this at the same time.
Okay.
Hungry, it's okay, but that's when I get tired. I don't want to take any decision anymore. I talk with LP about that. And this is like my bane of bikepacking racing, I would say, because normal bikepacking is not that bad. But yeah, just the once I'm tired, I have trouble taking good decision. So I have to rely a little bit more on my device. And if my device are not great, then it just
I feel like when I'm having trouble with especially navigation, I just have a hard time to make the right calls, to make the right decisions, you know? Like I spend more time second guessing myself. Yeah. And it's like I'm just getting somewhere where it's very obvious which way I should go. But then I pull out my phone to double check, triple check.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm paranoid. I'm hesitating when I should just be giving her.
Yeah.
Because I know like, oh, well, if my GPS does beep and say wrong direction, now I'm more angry, more stressed, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It just adds up. Like, so it is something that's gonna happen for sure,
Yeah.
because a long day, you're gonna be tired, and you're gonna push when you should have stopped, and you should, like, you didn't listen to the sign.
Yeah.
You're just like going.
My biggest fear though is like sometimes you get so frustrated. I'm worried that like I will take stupid risks because I'm tired of like worrying about the navigation. So I'm like, I'm just gonna give her,
Yeah.
and you're not really paying attention to the warning signs around you,
Yeah,
or making the decision to stop when you should.
yeah. It's like you like there's hesitation in both way. It's just like you do stuff that you shouldn't do, and then you just go when like you shouldn't go, and then you didn't stop when you should have stopped.
Somebody here asks, what bike computers are you guys using? I'm using the Coros Dura.
And I'm using the Garmin 1040 Solar. I wanted to
Probably
get
have
the
like 10 of them. Right?
no. I wanted to get the 1050, but I realized that the 1050 is, I'm not sure, I don't think it's solar, and the battery life is shorter.
Yeah.
So I went for the full battery, and also with the battery pack. So battery pack plus the Garmin, I think I can go for 100 hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And the Coros is something similar. It's an insane amount.
yeah,
of riding.
it's like crazy.
Serge says, Chris, you paranoid about routes unless it means you let me go through a huge mud hole. Hey, I went through it first, and that's because I ignored the obvious warning signs.
He did the same thing to me. He did the same thing to me.
I was just good enough on the bike not to fall off the bike in the mud puddle.
This is on camera, so I cannot like flip you off.
I was talking about Serge here, but yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like we were talking, like devices and things, is the big difference is when it falls apart or they fail, they really fail, right? Like it's
not like a flat tire. Like a flat tire, you'll start to feel it, and then it's gonna go down, and then you stop and you fix it. But like a GPS, like it's power based. So if you have no battery, if you have like no option, you are FUCK.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, phone dies, blank screen, nothing, no way to contact your loved ones. There's so many things that go wrong when your phone is gone.
Yep.
Like if you drop it in a big puddle on the BT 700, and then you decide like I'm not gonna continue navigating by this 530.
Go on.
And but like GPS crashing, right? Like you said, like if you recorded with the Wahoo too long on that older one.
Yep. I I took a picture. That's it. That's all I have for this massive ride.
And then the ultimate one is just running out of power when you need power.
Yeah, no battery pack. Just it's there's no warning. There's no like walking back to the car or anything. It's just like you just are in the middle of nowhere with like your approximate knowledge of where you are. And that's the thing. We rely so much on those things that if you relied it to this point, you're 200 kilometer in, and then you don't know where you are.
Mm-hmm. In the Gatineau Park one time, I was trying to like follow a route that would get me towards the fire tower, and then it started to disappear, and it was from the back side of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And then it started disappearing. Then it got worse and worse, and I was like, man, like if I had a compass and a map, this would be so easy.
And
because I could just like shoot a bearing and go. Like, but here I'm trying to look at my computer's GPS or my phone and being like, this really sucks.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I had to turn around and just go home a different way. But it just did not work, right?
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to get lost in the park because like it's such like a particular shape that it's a triangle.
Well, I mean, I would have got out eventually. But it was getting to night and mosquitoes were starting to come out, and it was like it wasn't dark yet, but I knew it was going to get dark. And
so like I would say like all of those crash are preventable. All of those like turning off are preventable. Example of what can actually kills your electronic, like cold is one of them.
Yeah,
cold is one of them. Like fat biking, your GPS is like getting to zero really
just
fast.
all batteries in general. Like I commute in the winter sometimes, and my my battery that can get me easily to school and home in the
Yeah.
summer barely gets me to work. And that's
Yeah.
25K on a battery that's usually rated for 180, you know?
Yeah, and if you're trying to get a jacket around it, like or something like that, it will work, but not as much as in the summer. But there's also the other way.
Heat.
Yeah.
I've never. Oh, I've seen my iPhone go
Yeah.
into like sleep mode because of heat, but
Yeah.
not really when biking because it's usually in my pocket in that case.
Yeah.
Something.
And Garmin, they're like pretty tough. Like I was like reading close to 50 degrees Celsius in Japan, and it was still fine. So like, I don't know, like eat, like, are we talking about fire?
Fire never does well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of heat will just ruin your day.
Yeah. And mostly everything around you. And then,
Rain on touchscreens.
Yeah.
Is this still such a big issue, or is it's still more or less not super, right? Like,
I'd say I lock my Garmin. My phone's not too much of an issue because like the screen is it's well made.
Mhm.
But my Garmin, yes.
Yeah.
My Garmin, I lock the screen when it starts raining because like sometimes it can just like start music on
I
my
just
phone.
don't ride in the rain.
Yeah, sometimes you start not riding in the rain and then you ride in the
That's
rain.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, no signal is another huge external factor. There's a lot of places, especially in Canada, lots of disconnected areas
Yep.
that you're going to just be out of cell coverage. And if that's what you're relying on, like, you better have offline maps.
Mm-hmm.
Where I don't know, like, I think lots of parts of Europe and stuff, it might not be the same because they're much more populated, much more connected digitally.
Yeah. The Canada is also like a really plastic country. What I mean is like there's some region that like has a road before and now there's no road and then the other way around. Like so like if you have an offline map and then it's like 2 years old, sometimes the region can be completely different. So yeah, you don't want to only rely on the offline or download it just before leaving. But yeah, I mean, like no signal is not much as an issue, like with modern technology.
Cycle Poru here says, I crashed one time when my Garmin told me I was off route. I got distracted looking at the unit instead of the trail and went over the handlebars.
I did that.
Somebody told me about that recently. They ran into a car. They were looking at their device and they ran into the back of a car that had stopped in the road, you know, like,
I did that like with my first the first time I got my first Garmin. Actually, I was like, oh, there's like somebody texted me, and then I looked at the screen and I was
you're
like
trying to read the message.
and I was like, oh god, I can get like text, and it just like went in the grass and crashed.
There's a little bit of a discussion here about InReaches. Somebody says thoughts on InReach style devices versus the newer phone with satellite SOS service. Because yeah, the new iPhones 14 Plus.
Yep, I have.
They have this satellite-ish.
What's your
service.
opinion on it? I'm
You know,
curious.
I've never used the iPhone one. I'm glad I have it, but it's not really what I'm going to use to. You're not like that's just to communicate and say, hey,
Yep.
honey, I'm really stuck. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Like or call 911. But it's not
Yep.
going to show you. It's not going to be a tracking location, so it
That's-
doesn't work
that's the
for
thing.
that.
Where it is really important for people, like you're still seeing it on bikes that are doing like long distance and stuff like that. It's because the Garmin InReach or the spots are actually tracking the device. So like on the map,
Leaving a breadcrumb. For
yeah,
people to follow,
exactly.
yeah.
On track leader, you can see where the people are, and it leaves a breadcrumb, like you said. But in terms of communication, I
The
had
Garmin does that too, right? Like a Garmin, your Garmin 1040, you can have somebody follow along.
yeah.
But that only works if there's
Until you have no signal.
Until you have no phone
where
signal,
Where
right.
the Garmin InReach, the Mini, you can actually like have it uploading all the time.
right.
And but like the Garmin, the iPhone satellite works well. But like with Emily and I, what we did is literally communicating through the Garmin app.
Yeah.
And it works flawlessly. So
And there's another really cool one on the Wendigo for the last 2 years. It seems like what's the one that all the races use for tracking the racers,
Track leader?
like track leaders.
Yeah.
They have a online phone version,
oh,
and that's great if you're gonna be somewhere
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're connected. So
Yeah.
because I found the part about my spot trackers, I'm like, man, I'm paying a lot of money for this subscription.
yeah.
that I go out on one adventure or two adventures a year where I'm really somewhere where I'd want to be connected, feel safer, off the grid.
Garmin actually thought about that because like when the iPhone got out with the satellite
Yeah.
function, they just decided to drop their price.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're way cheaper now.
Oh, good to
Yeah.
know. Daniel says he prefers his Spot because 4 batteries last a few weeks, and he doesn't really want to add to the demands of his phone.
Yeah, that's why I have the InReach as well. Like it lasts like for 10 days and tracking 10 days at the time, and then I don't have to worry about like running out of battery.
And Emily says her device still struggles with rain.
Yeah.
Cycle poor iCode, I'm assuming.
The 530 because it didn't have a touch screen after seeing one and struggle with it.
Oh, I chose the 530, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have a touch screen, so that was not a bad thing about it. I just found there was a lot of other things about it that made it really slow, but maybe there were some updates later on that made it improve a bit.
Yeah, I with my 1040 I can control it with my DI2 button. If I have extra DI2 button, I can like actually select like next screen or I do long press and it's gonna go back to the other screen, or I can do like so there's many options that
Very
you can
cool.
do. Yeah.
I like my InReach because then I don't worry about the battery for
Mhm.
emergencies, and I can use my phone for photos. Yeah, it's a good idea. Good
Yep.
call. What were we saying? I don't even know where we were, but yeah, we're still talking about power and stuff, right? Is it?
Yeah, no. We're talking about like all of this, like all the external factor can probably prevent you from taking good decision or adapting to the situation.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, I think the big one is like when things are working, you reroute, you find alternatives, you make good, smart decisions, and when it's not, you're just guessing and going by the seam of your pants or whatever we call it. You know?
adjusting like some detail is way better than having like to find your way out of something.
Yeah, I feel like we're really focused on navigation, but I do feel like it's the big one that kills most of us. Like not literally killing us, but
Yeah.
metaphorically, slow death, death
Yeah.
by 1,000 paper cuts.
I love it. I love to explore. I think that's my thing. I love to explore, so I don't have to follow a map. Because as soon as I follow a map and I'm on time, like I'm on a schedule, it just go like sideways.
Yeah, like last year's trip was so good, right? Like we had no schedule. We just rode and stopped, and we took some stupid pictures at points because we're like, this looks like a fun place. And
this is my definition of bikepacking for me. Like not bikepacking racing, but bikepacking. It's just like taking your time, stopping whenever you want, and then just exploring stuff that is just like, do you think we can ride this?
And I had stew. It was good.
Yeah, I'm still jealous of this.
So I think I feel like we've killed this a lot, but in a sense, but when navigation completely fails, I guess you stop so much, you double back, you second guess everything, and you just waste time, waste energy, and make terrible, terrible decisions.
Yeah, I mean, it goes, you burn time, you burn energy, you just make it worse for yourself, and like the days are longer.
Now, before we get to this next one, I think like it ties in really well with my BT 700 experience because I didn't realize the connector for my dynamo was messed up. I think I had the wrong connector or something. It wasn't making a good connection. So I had no power, but I had one power bank on that trip. And when you and I split up, I also realized I didn't have a wall plug.
Oh yeah, because like we were probably like sharing everything.
I don't think we were. I assumed I had a dynamo, and I was like, I don't need a wall plug.
We didn't because we were doing FKTs.
we were both riding our own rides.
Yeah.
So I think I just did not bring one because I thought, and that's the inexperienced part.
Yeah.
I didn't make redundancies. I didn't bring a wall adapter. And I was watching my phone slowly just get lower and lower. And I was trying to navigate with this Garmin that was pissing me off. And I was constantly stopping. And I got to about kilometer. And I went through like the Mono Hills where it's really twisty and turny and hard and confusing, and looking at just my Garmin.
Yeah,
and like I would power on my phone, open up Private GPS, look really quick, figure out where I'm going, turn off the phone to save battery. And I got to I believe it was a cross-country skiing training center.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of the trail angels. And I went there, and he had a wall adapter I could borrow.
Oh, that's yeah.
And he also had a cot that I put out, and I slept for 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Or an
those,
hour,
yeah.
maybe. I was like dead, and like just the stress.
Did you drink that beer?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so I managed to charge a bit, and that basically gave me just enough to keep limping along to the finish line. And it was an awful, awful experience to like not have thought about the power factor, you know?
Yeah, because when you have a system and then you rely on that system, this is not something you think about. You're just like, we're not going to stop.
Yeah.
I don't need a wall charger. Like, we're not stopping.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't think about those things. Where nowadays, I just bring one just because.
Yeah, I always bring at least a small one that
Yep.
has one connect, but I usually bring slightly bigger block that has two.
The 60-watt one, yeah.
That can connect two at once, and so I can charge 2 power banks. I have this idea. I don't know if the idea is good because maybe one big block distributes the amount of power, but I was like, oh, you could charge 2 10,000 milliamp power banks at a time as opposed to one 20,000.
Yeah. No, I think it's a better idea, and but the 20,000 would also charge, but like you can like
The last 10% is really slow. So
so charge fast, without any like that. That's where the power fail. But that's a good description of like when the power fail, like everything cascades.
Yeah. And here I was like, so when your power fails, no navigation, no communication, no lights. And that was me on the VT700. I had that Blackburn with that little wire that goes around your head. It was like a camp light.
Yeah, I remember this one.
And because my dynamo was dead, my lights didn't work. And I didn't have a backup other than that one.
Oh, God.
Now, it could run for about an hour without charging.
Yep.
And so now I had to start using some of the power I had. But to charge it, where the cable was, you could not have it mounted to the handlebars. So I had to hold it in my hand on the tops of my handlebar. So I was steering with 2 hands, but really only braking with one.
You were adapting to the situation. So like, all kudos to you.
So much adaptation. Like I don't know why I kept going. Like there was times
That's
I was
probably
like, what
that
am
2
I doing?
hour.
This is just stupid.
That's that 2 hour right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made it through that one night of riding. Like the first night was fine, and then that night, I think even the first night I was having issues, but because we were riding at the same
Yeah, we
pace,
were riding side to side.
I was kind of just riding a few meters away from you, and I could just follow your light on the road.
I didn't.
If I remember correctly.
Did I have a dynamo? Yeah, I think yes. I had a Supernova, but I've been riding this thing since forever. Yeah.
If you had to give up on one because of power issues, would it be your phone, your Garmin, or lights?
Wow. It's really a tie between the phone and the Garmin.
Like the lights, if you give up on them, it just means you camp, right? Like you just means like, okay,
you
stop
just,
on the side of the road.
Stop. But if I had to continue riding, I would definitely sacrifice my phone. Yeah. Even though like I know it's not the wise thing to say, because like you want to have your phone just in case, but like if I couldn't charge, I would just turn off my phone and just pray for like having enough battery if I need to call. But like I would go navigation and light 100%. What about you?
Well, if I have to ride, definitely not lights because I've done that. And it is awful.
No, it's terrible.
Oh, actually, last year when I was doing the Canadian Shield 250, I did as like an FKT. And I didn't realize that one of the guys had actually ridden it like an hour faster than I finished it. I thought I was ahead of time, and then I realized later that somebody had actually ridden it faster. So, chez la vie. But I was going through the Gatineau Park when my lights died finally, and I had 5K to go. Luckily, mostly double track.
Okay, yeah.
And the only thing I could do is I took my Redshift light blinker off the back because the Redshift one has a solid option, and if you flip it over, it turns white.
It turns white, yeah.
So I put it on my aero bars right at the spot where I had white
crazy
light for that last 5K with an average speed of around 9 kilometers an hour because if I went faster, it just muted out.
Yeah, you're like the MacGyver of bikepacking, man. It's absolutely impossible.
Yeah, somehow I mean, I feel like, I feel like sometimes I feel like all these mistakes, and I was actually talking about it this morning, it gives like a sense of like imposter syndrome. Like, how do I talk about this when here I am, not an expert at it? But I think it's like living through your mistakes and being able to share your mistakes so people don't do the same ones, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Or in the event that they are in the same situation, they go, hey, this is what Chris did. That was a brilliant hack.
Yeah, I feel like you learn by falling, not by always like standing. Like you need to actually make the mistake, and like I highly encourage you to not make them by listening to us because we did them all. Like so.
Yeah, I mean, even though you listen to this, you're gonna make some of the
yeah.
same mistakes because you're not gonna inevitably remember everything.
Yeah.
And
But consider yourself warned.
yeah, I think. Oh, so you were asking me what would I give up on? Probably. I mean, if I have my quad lock on the bike, and now I use the tether so I don't drop the phone in the puddle. I would probably give up on my Coros
Yeah.
and use the quad lock with Ride with GPS or
Yeah. All depending. It's all depending.
because then I could still listen to music and get rid of some of that misery.
Yeah. If you're 10K from like somewhere that you can charge, I would also give up my Garmin and just use the phone.
Yeah.
I can also like charge my phone now directly on my bike with the quad lock. So like,
and part of the reason too is like if your phone is dead, and this is another one that is hard to manage sometimes, is like your loved ones want to know when they message you, you can reply and that they know you're alive.
Yeah.
Right? Like Seema doesn't check. When I had a tracker, I don't think she ever checked once the spot tracker. Like I would send her links and I'd be like, here's the link to my ride.
But she's looking at Find My.
She would never, no. Well, sometimes she would track my, my car keys because I have a tracker on my car keys because it's only one and they're like $300 as keys, right? So I'm like, we don't have to.
She's not tracking you. She's tracking.
But she actually never thought of it until somebody mentioned it, and she's like, "Oh, well, I would never track my husband." I was like, "Okay,
good." Emily know where I am at all time, and this is like way easier for both of us that has ADHD.
Yeah. Yeah. Where were we? So, yeah, everything falls apart, right? So,
yeah, it's just like power. Like navigation is great, Garmin is great, and like Garmin. GPS is great, but if you have no power, nothing.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that helps you stay in control of all the situations.
Yeah.
Like it's such a critical thing. On that note, how much power do you carry usually? I don't know if
That's a good one. On battery pack, all depending. Like capacity 20,000 milliamp.
20 portable. Like I mean, because you got your one under your Garmin too, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. I have like 20,000 milliamp. I have the I think it's 6,000 milliamp under the Garmin.
Right.
But it's just powering the Garmin. I have my dynamo, but these days I don't know if we're gonna talk about it like a little bit later, but I'm not using the dynamo as much as I used to. I want to test something on the road and gravel, but I'm not going back to dynamo for ATB, like mountain biking.
Same with me. We can talk about it now. Like I've used both. I have dynamo on my gravel wheels. I have them on my mountain bike wheels. I don't particularly care for them on the mountain bike because I think a lot of the times you're not going fast enough to utilize them well.
No.
And a dynamo is awesome, but if you're on a mountain bike and you go up a big hill at nighttime, the power just starts to drop back, and then it like every stone is a shadow.
Yeah.
And you never have a good clear picture of your surroundings, so you're always kind of like second guessing where you're putting your wheels.
Yeah.
You know, finding your track is hard.
Yeah.
Where if you've got like a good light set, I use Magic Shine. I think you used.
I use Glowworm.
Glowworm. That's right. I remember you have that. It just lights up everything so well that it's like, well, man, why would I suffer with a dynamo when mountain bike packing if I don't need to?
Yeah, and I have the version of Glowworm that has a battery pack, so I can also use it as a 20. I think it's a 20,000 milliamp.
Okay, yeah.
Pack.
So same with mine. My Magic Shine's at 10,000, I think.
Yeah.
So
like there's option to just like use this. Like if I know that I'm just like, gonna use the light at the end of the day, for a little bit of time, like before camping. Sometime I can use it, and then tomorrow, the day after, I'm just going back home.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bring this one because like I can charge my phone with it. I
Yeah.
can do whatever I want with it.
I pretty much, as a minimum, I carry a 10,000.
Yep.
Plus, if I have my lights on my bike, I got that 10,000 there. So,
I got
and if I'm going anything longer, I bring an extra 10,000.
I got a new one, a 10,000 that is about like that big.
Mm-hmm.
It's so small nowadays. Like I don't
What,
know.
is it Anchor? Or?
No, it's a new brand of Amazon for sure. But like, yeah, I searched for Anchor at first, and then it was like NVU.
Okay.
Emily, you see it at home, so like you can put it in the chat if you want. But and it's really, really, really small. It's fast charging. It's like 45 watts charging. So like it's absolutely
okay, that's fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really fast.
Daniel says I'd give up my lights first, then bike computer. I can always just set backstops and navigation with Google Maps with my phone to get myself out of trouble.
Yeah.
And Emily says I do, but I don't know what that means.
Like yeah, I do. Probably about navigation or something like
I
that.
thought maybe you just said, "Will you marry me?"
I do.
That's it done, huh? All right. Yeah. So where were we?
Yeah, it's just like once everything slips, I would say everything gets harder. That's
Yeah.
the bottom line of this. Like, get a good GPS, get a good map, get a good way to navigate, and also if you need to charge stuff, get a good battery pack,
Or two or three.
or three, because like if that goes south, it's like physically it's going to be harder, mentally it's going to be harder, and logistically for everyone it's going to be harder. So yeah, that's the bottom line.
Cool.
Of this.
Let's jump into a mid roll.
Oh,
A
yeah.
little advert here.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
nice bike.
Before we jump back into the episode, I want to thank the sponsor of the Bikepacking Essentials miniseries, Panorama Cycles. As you may have noticed so far, Panorama makes some extremely capable bikes. Today, I'm going to be introducing you to the Chick Chox 3. I rode this bike for 3 winters, and its carbon fiber frame makes it both incredibly light and incredibly responsive. The fat tires give amazing traction in snow, sand, and loose trail conditions, which means you can focus on reading the terrain and making smart power decisions instead of constantly worrying about grip or stability. With internal storage and 18 mounting points, it's built to carry gear without sacrificing control, so you can make on-the-fly decisions without second-guessing the bike. Over the years, riding this bike has shown me that when your machine inspires confidence, your ability to focus and navigate improves drastically. I've ridden the Chick Chox on fat bike single track, winter races, and on extended winter adventures. The best part is that Panorama also sells mountain bike wheels that are laced to fat bike hubs, so you can swap out your wheels and use this incredible bike year-round. All right, now let's get back into the nitty-gritty of route reading, power management, and on-the-fly decision-making while out on the trail. All right, and we are back. Carl's done checking his phone. Actually, Daniel here asks, anyone try the Flex Tail 10,000 Zero? Is it called 10,000 Zero power banks?
Yep.
He just bought 2 and hasn't tried them yet. Super small. I haven't even seen them.
They're
Flex
so
Tail
small.
makes some really cool stuff, though. They make some even like these bug things and
They
stuff.
make a
to carry.
shower. They make a portable shower.
Portable shower.
I want to try this one. Yeah.
Mattress inflators and
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. They for Packraft, they make a awesome little pump.
Does it fit the caribous?
Yep.
Nice.
But you're getting something else. You're getting a normal, isn't it? I don't know.
Cycle Poor says, I've got a 10,000 and a 20,000 power bank. The problem is the 20,000 bank is so heavy, but it lasts forever.
The Anchor is like big, but it lasts.
Yeah, and I just feel like when you're charging them, like you're not optimizing your time sitting in a restaurant. That's the thing. I feel like 20,000s and plus, like they're just, it takes so long to charge up.
Yeah, you're right.
You're almost better to carry 2 small, like 40, 45 watt adapters,
Yep.
plug them in and get both going at once.
Yep. Emily replied, I think it's the INU mini power bank.
Where are we looking? Oh,
Yeah.
INIU mini power banks. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
INU. Yeah.
I'll check that
INIU.
out. INIU, if you're not listening,
Yeah.
reading the chat, because if you're watching this later, you won't have the chat. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess our next big thing to talk about. Oh man, we've been going for an hour already. Is
chatting.
navigation systems. So GPS versus phone versus paper. I feel like we kind of talked about this a bit.
Yeah.
But What do you use to navigate? I use a Coros, you use a Garmin.
Or what's your system?
Pray.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
but I mean, like, how do you all tie that up together? Like, so, like, you would leave battery pack and and your GPS. What is all your?
It depends. I used to have it so I would be charging a power bank all the time
Yep.
with my dynamo.
Yep.
I might even have that one wired right back. I mean, before the Coros, when I had a Garmin, I would just keep the Garmin plugged in.
Yep.
And hope it doesn't die because it would just. Now with the Coros, it just lasts forever. It lasts so long. I don't even worry about it. If I go on an adventure charged, I can't imagine which adventure I'd come back with it below 50%, unless I'm gone for like a week.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes I don't charge my Garmin for months.
Yeah, my phone, because I like to wear Shocks headphones and I like to. I'm not always listening to like podcasts and stuff, but I have it on because in case somebody calls, like my wife.
Yep.
Or my daughter, because she always wants to see me every day too when I'm out there.
Mm-hmm.
I do use that battery up a bit more. So
Okay.
I guess the big thing is like I try the second I go into a store or a restaurant, I'm charging.
I used to be so shy to do that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, sorry, I'm charging my stuff. Now it's just, I just go and then I just charge. Even in the Tim Hortons and stuff like that, they just go like, yeah. For me, my setup would be Garmin would be plugged onto the battery, so like it's kind of like its own thing, and my phone would be on my quad lock and charging all the time with the battery. So like it's my phone's always powered on, charging with the battery. And if I need extra power, I will use the battery from my light. So,
okay,
yeah.
But I think like, devices are expensive. The Chorus is probably one of the most reasonable, larger screen devices, and it's not nearly as large as like the Garmin, but it's also a different type of. It's not in the same kind of color quality and everything. Our TV just went off, but I really like it, and it's affordable. So when I got it, I was like, I want to try this thing out. It's great. There's probably some small downsides, like the little knob on the side.
Yeah, but from what I heard, it's great.
Yeah. And the Garmin, though, meanwhile, like the 1040 is how much? $800?
It's $1,000. Yeah,
it's $1,000. So
plus the battery pack.
Yeah, so
the
super expensive.
Is more expensive.
Yeah. Depending, either it's really expensive or if it's not, it's maybe not as efficient, not as good. You have more problems. Like that 530, you bang your head against the wall a bit more. You need
to get to learn how to use your device, because like if you're not planning ahead with those and you're just like trying to I'll just upload the roads and stuff like that, sometimes it won't upload, sometimes you won't have a base map, sometimes like your ride with GPS won't sync with your Garmin, or you don't know how to actually do that, and you need to learn how your device works ahead of time.
And and on that note is like, in the event that you're in the field and you have to re-upload something, you got to know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right. So like, if you don't know how to do it, you're going to be really screwed.
Yeah. But it's not your phone. So
there's a lot of good pros. I love bike computers. I feel like I say I love them, but I just complained about them for the last hour.
No,
I do like them ultimately, because I like to be able to see how fast I'm going, how far I've gone, how far I need to go before I turn. Like, it's right there, and it's got its own battery, and it's not your phone, and
exactly,
it's not killing your battery, right?
Exactly.
But smartphones are also really good. They have a lot of, I think the power of the smartphone is the variety of apps you could be running, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a ride with GPS guy.
Me too.
I think most Canadians, Americans are. Komoot is huge in Europe.
Yeah, Gaia also is like mostly for world travelers and stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's a few other map ones. I have a whole pile of them on my phone.
Trailfork.
Trailforks if you're mountain biking.
Google Map if you're like getting lost. So.
I do a lot of Google Maps. I did in Europe anyway, so it's easy.
What I love is like you use your smartphone every day, so like you know how it works, and like zooming on the GPS, it's kind of like clunky and hard.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, like on your phone, you can like just type the address, and then trying to do that on your Garmin is like a pain. So like most of the time when I want to go somewhere on my Garmin, I use my phone. I go on the Connect. Garmin Connect.
Okay.
I search for the address and just like send it to the GPS. So I'm not even
Oh yeah,
doing it.
I
On,
didn't even know you could do that.
yeah, yeah. A world of possibility.
For the low price of $700 more than a chorus.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think maybe the chorus was $400. I don't remember.
You can do that with the chorus as well, I'm pretty sure.
See, I didn't know. Yeah, I mean the downsides of the phone is batteries are limited.
Yep.
They're not. They go much faster than our computer devices, and
Yep.
they're also a little more fragile. I always on my, where is it? I can show you. Quad lock case. The new cases actually have a tether spot. The old ones didn't. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
yep. So I have a tether. It's adjustable. I can slip it. So what I usually do if it's connected to my bike, I reach it around the arrow bar and I cinch it up, or I reach it around something else and cinch it up. And I always have it on there.
I should probably do that.
Because I have broken 3 phones that were using quad lock, and you'd think at this point I would stop, but there's still no better option.
No, they're great.
and
actually.
and I think what happened is the one phone, like they said, oh, maybe you didn't have it clipped in right. No, I know it was because I clip. By the time I broke 2, I clip and I shake.
Yep.
But if you're going down in the Gatineau Park, is where the 3rd time it broke.
Yeah.
I'm hitting rocks, and like you could see the phone, the weight of the phone would compress the release mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're hitting rocks sideways and stuff, it started bouncing sideways. And I could see it as it was about to fall off, and I couldn't stop in time. And I just watched it fall off and break a 3rd time. And I was like,
I have I designed mine my charger. I designed a bracket and I 3D printed it with a little bit of flex in it. So instead of the mount moving, it's like instead of the quad lock, the actual quad lock charger, it's the mount that actually flex. So
okay,
yeah.
So I mean, if they do break, it really sucks. Or if you lose it in a giant puddle and you spend an hour running your hands through the mud trying to find it.
I remember you looking at your dot, and I was like, "What is he doing? Is he sleeping there?"
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's also like what is the I would say the other option is paper map and Q sheet. Which
if you're not doing a digital Q sheet, I guess a Q sheet's a good idea.
I'm Q sheet, which is I'm fairly new, but more and more keen of
like carry on and then turn left. Turn left in 8 kilometers.
Yeah, no, not those Q sheet, but like the elevation one, and then like the distance between the points and resupply points and stuff like that. I'm more and more inclined to like the
asterisks. If you're lost, go straight 5 kilometers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't need battery for those.
Yeah, and you always kind of have a grand overview with a map as opposed to like a dead phone
or just like a small, like, I know the screens are bigger, but like it's not as big as a full Q sheet with like the elevation and the map. Yeah.
We got a couple more messages here we should read. Emily says she has an Anker power bank 20,000. It's her favorite thus far.
I have the same, yes.
Kimby says, I just bought the NEU 20,000 and I'm really interested to see how it does. And then Serge says, I tried the mouse. Is it the mouse case and mount or moose? I don't remember. I know the one he means. But they prove unreliable. My phone dropped 4 times during the BT 700. Now he's using the Peak Design. Yeah, they have a new one too. It looks really nice.
I saw the Peak Design. It's great. Like it's really like click in place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mix of battery, magnets.
Yeah,
releases.
I know Belen Castillo.
Yep,
she's also using those.
I think they're sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously maps are not as precise and they're slower and they take practice
and you have to know where you are. Yeah. So
I remember when I was in the Army way back when we were on a leadership course and we had to navigate at night, and the one guy that failed off the course, so we only found out after that he was taking a bearing on the moon. It moves a lot. So you got to know how to use a map, and you also got to know like how to read
Yeah,
terrain and where to take a bearing off of if you're going to
definite,
actually use a compass.
definitely use it as a pair with something else, as a system.
Yeah, and I feel like as you're getting better, you start to layer these systems together, and
Exactly.
like I've never used a cue sheet, but I might try.
Yeah,
Like,
you should.
like
Yeah, it's easier to plan
to
ahead.
know what kind of suffering's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you run I don't really run redundancies. I mean, phone and computer. So or bike computer.
Yeah,
I guess that's my
that's
redundancy.
redundancy. Yeah.
You know, somebody actually came and did the Canadian Shield 11 XL a few years ago with just a Garmin watch.
What?
That was it. I mean, he had a phone probably, but
Okay, yeah, but
he
like,
navigated by Garmin watch. I mean, he missed all the single track basically. He probably couldn't find it on his watch.
yeah.
And he had one water bottle, and it was a heat wave. I was like, this guy's either nuts or the bravest soldier I've ever met.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He just know what he's doing, or he has no idea what he was doing.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking about batteries and power management. And I think we don't really think about how much stuff we're actually charging, right?
Yeah.
And it's every year it's more and more stuff.
Yes.
And I got this Apple Watch now that dies every day and a half.
I have I just ordered a small block that is a charger that you can remove the cable and then like plug it. So I have this Apple Watch charger that is just a puck, and then I can put USB-C to USB-C, and the cable is about 10 centimeter long, so it's way lighter than the actual charger.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And you could charge while wearing it?
No.
No, okay.
No.
All right. I was like, yeah. So what do you power on your bike? You have...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the Garmin, the phone, the light. We have to... the satellite communicator, my InReach. If I have to, headphone if I listen to some music. The light, I would say light and the radar, because I love to have the radar.
Do you use radar and bikepacking all the time?
Not always, but like just leaving it on. Just leaving it on is not really an issue. So like I just use it when I use it. I can turn it off if I'm in the middle of the forest. Like I don't want to see if like a moose is following me or a beaver.
Like you hear a big dog barking and your radar's going crazy. You're like,
yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah, no. So yeah, apart from that, I'm like there's like would be battery heat pack if I bikepacking during the winter. But there's so many things that I'm not thinking about that. There's a battery in my helmet.
And then there's like GoPros or Insta360s.
Oh yeah, if you're going like drones and stuff.
If you're starting to shoot that stuff, like man, it gets really deep really fast, right?
If I tour, I have an iPad as well. And that's like kind of my computer.
Okay.
Lightweight computer.
Yeah, I think pretty much the same. On occasion I bring the Insta360 or something, but then I always I'm just not very good at stopping to shoot things, you know? Like so I'm more of a do it as you go or don't do it at all.
Yeah, I'm more of a don't do it at all, but I have some sponsorship, so I'm forcing myself to do it.
Yeah. And you were saying earlier that you're hesitant to like plug in your devices in a store or whatever in a restaurants and
yeah, because I feel like it's just like it's the bum mentality of like I'm smelly, I'm dirty, I'm
was
coming
a stinky, dirty person.
I'm coming to your restaurant, and if there's not a plug next to the table, like going like somewhere and just like be like, oh, there's a plug next to your table. Can I just like put my stuff there? I'm not as like shy of doing it anymore.
Okay.
But it was always like something at the beginning that I'm like, sorry, can I charge? Or I would just not charge. Yeah.
And then you have the other problem. Like the other thing that's really hard is if you're solo and you plug your stuff in, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to go to the washroom. Pack everything back up. Because like if you're in a Tim Hortons, you're not going to just go to the washroom and leave everything. You know,
depending
so, like,
where you are. If you're at Sylvania Lodge, you don't really care.
No, for sure, that's different. But I found a lot of times I'm in like a fast food joint or a corner store, and I'm like, now I have to pack everything up and go to the washroom and come back out and replug it all. And
you don't leave your stuff, yeah. So that's cool when you're like two, because like you can check each other's stuff there.
Yeah, and I guess it really depends on how often you resupply. Like how long you're going to be away and off grid.
Yeah. You know what I really like? Charging device, solar panel.
Do you?
I do.
Have you used?
I extensively.
No kidding.
Yeah, I have a Anchor 20-watt solar panel with 2 USB plug, and this thing charged my phone so quick on a sunny day, even like when it's overcast. Like it's made so like it's gonna continue charging even like if it's a little bit overcast.
Okay.
It worked so well. It is bulky. I would say like it's about that long, but it's only like a centimeter thick.
Okay.
And
Where do you carry it? Like
just on top of the rack or like in the pannier
and you
if I have
you
to.
run it like while you're riding. You have it on.
Sometimes yes. Sometimes I
If
just
you're gonna be on like a long roads.
yeah. Sometimes I put it on my backpack if I'm on a long road. Sometimes I just put it on the rack at the back. But like if I'm stopping like at a restaurant, so instead of doing like that charging thing, I'm just like plugging my phone on it, putting it on the table, so like I can actually check my phone without draining the battery. So no, I love this. It's just bulky for bikepacking, for touring,
Right.
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh,
20
good to
watts.
know.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And if you're touring, you're also spending a lot more time in camps where you're not
Yeah.
so stressed and
Exactly.
yeah. I find like I can, and I mean I think I'm getting better at it depending on the event I'm doing, but I kind of I underestimate how much power I need.
Yeah.
So, for instance, that 250, I had the lights with their 10,000 milliamp, and I had a 10,000 milliamp battery. No, maybe I only brought a 5,000 or something, you know? And like I thought, oh no, I have enough. I'm just out for like 15 hours or something, including a night ride, and it wasn't enough, you know, by about 5 kilometers, 30 minutes.
You just starts to sacrifice
And so like, but it was just that, like I could have easily put an extra power bank. It's not gonna, it wouldn't have slowed me down more than like fractions of a kilometer per hour, if that, right? Like, and it wouldn't have mattered.
you know
But I didn't.
on my side, my pet peeve is like I have everything USB-C. Everything is USB-C.
Oh, you want everything to be the same?
I no, but like I have everything USB-C, everything, and then all of a sudden there's one device that is like micro USB, and I remember having that. Emily she's great, and then she's always accept my and me down, and I had this Garmin InReach Mini. And it was the only thing that was like micro USB in my entire thing. So I literally just bought the Mini 2. And I gave her as a Christmas gift like the other InReach with the micro USB, just because I just want USB-C. The last thing right now.
You heard about USB-D is coming out, right?
Oh no! But the only thing that is not USB-C right now in my entire kit is my AirPod case, and I have a mini adapter for that. So.
And shocks, that's one thing too that annoys me a little bit. It's like they have like this magnetic thing.
You don't want like they sell like.
But I actually have a little keychain one.
Yeah, exactly.
That uses USB-C.
Yeah. So yeah, you can do like those kind of wire, but like I don't like that. I just want like 2 wire max.
Yeah, I think it's well, I wouldn't say you don't need more battery ever. You need the right amount, but you just need to have a system that you've practiced with, and so you learn how much you need, because if you don't get it right, you get caught unawares.
And you have no.
It's better to carry too much than too little until you figure things out.
Yeah, exactly. That's I'm living like tip my hat to that. That's just way like you with everything else.
On that note, I will always still carry too little. Because like say 50 grams.
You're an idiot.
Yeah. What? Let's jump to the last part, because today's episode on en route decisions. One of the things is like when things start to fall apart, right? It was a little bit of the mental side. We're going to talk more mental in the future episode. I think next episode.
Yep.
But I think this ties in well with navigation and power.
Yeah.
When things start to fall apart. And there's a lot of different reasons why that can happen, you know, like, and just looking at navigation and power is just, it could be trail closures that you don't know because you don't have updates, or, you know, you can't go on your phone because you're short on battery and you don't know that road's closed, but your Garmin doesn't know better because that route was made 2 years ago.
Yeah. And that route could be like perfect on a sunny day, but like if the weather's changed and then it starts raining and washed out that road.
Yeah, especially if you're off the the Blue Mountains, for instance.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That can be something else. Like there's many other many like mechanical issue, um, like stores. They're not impervious to closing because like they are short staff or something like that. So if you rely on that resupply point, and then they just like put that little wide sign of paper, just like sorry, we're closed, like unexpected.
Yeah. And I remember riding up the Cassiar Highway in 2020, and it was COVID, and all the First Nations reserves were closed to outsiders.
Oh well.
And there was only Dease Lake, which is like a white community, like a non-native community on that road. That was like one of the only ones, and there was one other place that we could stop. And otherwise, resupply was really hard. There was one other town where they had the grocery stores right close to the main road.
Yep.
And when we went, they said, well, you can't come in, but if you tell us what you like, we'll bring it to you, and we'll just swipe your card or tap.
Huh.
But now you're sitting there, you're like, I think he said, I'll take 2 liters of ice cream. I said, I'll have a big bag of chips. And we got absolute junk. And then we're like, oh, we got to eat this all now.
It's really hard to figure out what you want when you're outside.
When you're not in the store looking.
Like when I do Sharbot Lakes, like I'm always going into that store, and it's like there's so much choice that you're like, I don't know what I want, but I just want everything. And then you have to carry it on your bike. Like you're like, I cannot buy ice cream because I will have to buy it to eat it right now. So like, there's so many there's so many way your like trip can like fall apart just because like something changed. Yeah, and
I think if also, if you've been listening through the series, and things will go wrong, and they're going to go wrong with routes, they're going to go wrong with bike choices at times, they're going to go wrong with the tires you're using, and they're going to go wrong with the type of navigation you're using, or you planned, or you didn't plan, or you don't have the newest update of a route that somebody put on Ride with GPS, and you're running one from a couple years previous. It's going to happen.
We started this series with the gear that you can control. So like mostly like what's on your bike, what do you carry, what's your water system. You can control all of that, and rarely they're gonna go wrong if you take a little bit more, or that's not gonna be an issue. But like if navigation is chaos, it's like sometime it will change for sure. So like this is a lot of control to the least control you have on thing. There's your rigid plan's gonna break. You have to be more flexible on.
Yeah, I find like I don't often pre-plan alternate routes.
Yeah,
but I am aware that if I open a Google Map, if I open Maps, I could probably find a way out of wherever I am.
Yeah.
So I know that like Papineau-Labelle is an example. There's a lot of different routes through there, and I know if the one I happen to go to is flooded or has had landslide on it or something, I know I can backtrack and I could take a different route. I might have not have extensively looked into it and seen exactly how much elevation, how long it is, but I know the idea of it.
Yeah, you can adapt quickly by using like a alternative route or system. Yeah,
and I'm pretty good at adapting. I feel like some people really can suffer and adapt, and others can't, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
I can fix a bike under pressure. I cannot readapt my route. Yeah. Which bring us to actually the next section.
Is like making these decisions when you're tired, because when you're tired, I really feel like this rides into next week's, but in some ways. But when things start to go wrong and you're tired, it gets real. It gets hard.
I'm listening.
Yeah, you were saying hungry, tired are your killers, right? Like hungry, tired, and what was the other one?
Hungry, tired, dehydrated, stressed.
Oh, stressed. That was
stress.
Yeah, stressed.
Yeah.
Throw in there some dehydration, and that really sucks.
Yeah, you don't feel it.
Yeah. I know, and I've done it like where, like riding in winter when it's cold, you're dehydrating a lot, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Riding at night when it's cool after a hot day, same thing. You don't realize how much you need that water. And I've done rides where I have 2 bottles of water and I go like 100, 150 kilometers because I haven't found a resupply. and I didn't plan accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And that tiredness is like what's making me not think clearly, right? And
Yeah.
that can have the same impact on your power consumption, you know, just because it's nighttime and you're tired and you listen to more podcasts, you maybe take a bigger pause and social media something or something, whatever. You're just burning up that power, which is finite.
Yeah.
Maybe when you shouldn't,
Yeah.
because you're tired and you're not making a clear, conscious decision.
Yeah. I mean, like, did you ever take those bad decisions? I feel you're pretty good.
I mean, we all have, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, I have. It's part of life. You wake up the next day.
Yeah. I made a bad, like, for me, I would be like, my bad call were taking decision when I'm tired, dehydrated, hungry, or stressed. Because, like, just sitting on the side of the trail, taking the deep breath, or just being like, hey, I'm going to find a spot to camp.
Yeah.
And then waking up in the morning and be like, hey, I'm okay. I can continue. Like, when I'm stressed, I just quit. And that's the bad call for me.
Yeah. I think somebody had once said, like, never quit until you wake up in the morning.
Yep.
So it's like, if you feel like you're going to quit, have a sleep. You know, like if you're racing, it's a different story. But the year I dropped my phone in that puddle, I got on the bike and I was riding, and then I got somewhere where there's a church and a field and stuff. And I was getting tired and I just needed to stop. I was like at that point where I'm like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what to do. Like, you know, I've lost my navigation, my main source, because the little Garmin wasn't good enough for me. And so I thought, okay, I'm gonna sleep. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll continue. But I forgot that without a phone, no alarms. I slept for like 9 hours.
Wow.
When I woke up, I mean, hey, I had a good sleep.
That's perfect.
It was a little bit cold at times because I also underpack. And
racing is so fun.
But I was also like, oh, well, I'm going to get into the harder and harder stuff going from here with the terrible, terrible navigation system. No more redundancies. And I'm so far behind the quote unquote schedule I had in my mind that I decided to pull the plug.
Yeah, because also I think mentally you were struggling a little bit because like you started that with a mindset, and then as you were posting, I remember you posting, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. I want to talk with people. I want to be social. Actually, after when you do your ride cast, like you said, like I didn't feel like going as fast as possible and talking with no one. I wanted that social aspect of that ride. So like I feel like it was already starting on the.
It started on the wrong path. Yeah. So I had a goal in my mind. Actually, when I went to that event, I believe that's the one where I went to the Grand Depart.
Yep.
And I wasn't going to race. And I was like, no, I'm not racing. I'm recovering from a little back injury. Things aren't great. But then like the love of the competition took over, and I changed my mindset at the start line.
Yeah, you're just passing people.
So
we
got some messages here though. So let's just check these out here.
There's a lot of people tonight.
Kimby says she always takes her anchor panel car camping, and she finds it less effective when there are lots of trees. So you need like pretty direct sunlight. Daniel LeBlanc says the Open Run 2 by Shocks is USB-C. So he went with that over the swim. And I think the new, the Open Run Pro or whatever it is it's the new ones are USB-C. The old one I have is still.
I know the guy that Shocks, so I need to get a pair. Yeah.
Emily loves the better to carry too much than too little. Nice. Cycle Poor. My problem is with cables. I've got my Garmin watch, older lights with micro USB, and newer devices with USB-C.
This is a nightmare.
I think last year / this winter, every time I went on an adventure, I forgot one cable I needed. One type.
Yeah.
I was out somewhere and I'm like, I don't have an iPhone charging cable because I brought everything else but.
Yeah.
Now I have an iPhone 16, so I'm it's USB-C, but then I went out and I needed something for whatever, and I was like, damn it.
Standardization of the connector, I love that.
Serge says, no hard decisions if you're hungry, wet, or tired. That's a good rule to live by.
Yep.
Eat something, sleep somewhere.
But I have to take the decision of not taking decision.
But the wet thing is, I like Daniel's line, he said at the summit last year, is when you're wet, you're waterproof.
and cold and miserable.
And maybe cold and miserable.
Yeah.
That comes too. Where were we here?
Like what's your like you should plan ahead of if it's gonna go like what can help you not going
Like-
in the wrong direction. So like always stop for water. is
Okay,
what's-
yeah. So just having like some base rules, right?
Yeah.
Like never quit before a good sleep.
Exactly. Yeah, those were actually like if you're wet, hungry, or tired, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one here. Never pass the store after 6 p.m. because the next one might not be open, right?
Yeah.
So like 6 p.m. is a great buffer. If you're passing a town, there's a good chance you're not going to make the next town till 8.
Yeah, that's
A
true.
lot of stores close at 8.
Yeah.
So if you don't make that town for any reason,
That's a good one.
odds are
I will remember
closed.
it. I will
Yeah.
really remember this
Yeah.
one because I remember when we did the BT at 2:50, we got to a town and then we went inside and then we bought everything we could and then ate. Like,
I
on
remember
the
that,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized my dynamo wasn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes like big decisions should be broken down, right? So
Yeah.
just like the way somebody doing a crazy long endurance race or whatever is going to break down their route into like 100-kilometer sections, saying like if I can get through this, then I'll reenact. And like I gotta
Yeah.
like break your mission down into small things.
It's like instead of saying like I need to camp, it's like okay, where can I find a campsite? Do I have enough food? Do I have enough water? Can I just stop at night? How long? Like instead of saying like I need to camp.
Yeah, and try to recognize when your brain isn't working. Right?
That's impossible. I don't believe in this.
No.
No.
I think I have a pretty good sense of when I'm losing it.
I'm getting better at it.
When I start seeing like giant beavers that are 50 meters tall.
Or boulder on the bike path, huh? Like big rocks on a paved bike path, and then I'm starting to dodge them.
What are some of the common mistakes that we've kind of covered today? I think we've talked about a lot of these, but we can just kind of go over them. I'd say number one is relying on one system,
Yeah, no
one
redundancy.
navigation system, and thinking everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Then another mistake would be no battery plan. Just like I'm gonna figure it out, and then you ran out of battery.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you should have a good sense of, I think not just how much power you carry, but you know that like, okay, if I'm carrying 20,000 milliamps and I'm running my phone, my headphones, my light, well, my light's got a separate battery, but my bike computer, how many days am I good for? Is this like a day and a half?
Yep.
If it's a day and a half, it's like, okay, how far can I reasonably ride in a day and a half? Let's say if you're racing, maybe it's 400 kilometers, if 500 kilometers, if it's maybe 600 even. But whatever that might be, or if you're normal travel like we did last year, like, okay, it's 150K.
Yeah.
We need a store
there
somewhere we
gonna
can
be
stop where I
anywhere?
can charge stuff.
exactly. It's not just about the capacity of your battery, but like
Yeah.
how often you can charge it.
Yeah. Oh man, blindly following a GPX file, like this one kills me. And I mean I do it because I upload the route. I check the route. The route should be good.
Yeah, because the route is like the goal. I'm more of a like this section looks really horrible. There's a perfect bike path next to it. Why wouldn't we take the bike path? Like I know if it's going to a certain direction and then fork out at a certain point, no, you have to use this one and you have to plan ahead for that. But like if it's like the road's on the water and then there's a bridge on the other side, I don't care about your FKT.
Yeah.
I don't care about being disqualified. I'm going to take that bridge.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we often also, pretty common mistake is just kind of ignoring the real world conditions around you, weather, terrain, what time of the day it is. Like, do you really want to be biking and doing single track in the middle of the night, in the rain, or in mosquito season?
Why I always have like the BT 700, that waterfall, like the English waterfall, like at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
This is like my mental image of like wrong decision. And that speaking about decision, like making decision too late.
Yeah.
Like when you're exhausted and you just like decide you're too exhausted to take to pivot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And carrying on here, I think adapting your power and navigation systems for different trip lengths, right? Like if you're just going out for a night, you probably don't need redundancies. Like if you have, if you're not off the grid, and you just bring your phone, you're okay. Like, or if you're like, you don't have the route on your, I've done this, not have it on my Coros.
Yeah.
Where I go somewhere, I'm like, oh, I didn't bring it. It's okay. I have my phone here. And I'm just doing a day ride or a night trip. It's not the end of the world.
We did Waro as an overnight, and I really like the fact that we had like GPS, but it's also like a good place to just test. So like if ever something goes wrong, you're just like a day ride away. So it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and there were quite a few times where we're like, I'm not even sure if I'm on the right trail. Like I think we did take a slightly different trail than I had originally plotted because it seemed like the right way.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. That's where we passed that beaver dam and stuff, right? Like that was awesome.
Was amazing.
Like,
so yeah, for multi-day, it's quite like it's a little bit different. Like you need redundancy, you need battery because like you need to be able to charge all that redundancy if everything is electronically.
Yeah, and I think this is where like practice comes into effect. Like you know, this is where you're only going to get better at it, and you're going to have issues. You're going to struggle sometimes and get pissed off and angry and stressed and.
Yeah, but if you have a system,
an extra beer when you do find a store.
Yeah, if you have a system that it can allow for some mistake to happen, it's way better.
And I don't really think expeditions is like something we, you know, everything's got to be perfect for an expedition. Like it's not even it's not for most of anybody listening. This is probably not going on an expedition. You know, like I like to think this is. They probably have it already figured out.
Oh, and even then, like I'm thinking about like Samuel Marcon and and then their tent just flew away.
That's right.
And then they were like, "We're gonna die." So like, an expedition, it's like you go for the perfect scenario as much as possible, but there's still a little bit that can like fall off the table.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, what is where are we? Oh, there, Daniel actually says it too. If I see a store anytime after 5, I load up everything I need to get through the night.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great rule of thumb. I like self cut-offs. My biggest one is when stealth camping. 1 hour before sunset, I have to know where I sleep.
Yeah, good.
That's right. When I cycled with Serge last year for the 250, he was like, my only thing is like, I'd like to stop before it gets dark.
Yep.
So we went down Poggin Dam and we were like, there's a big field there.
I love that.
Let's camp there.
Yep. I love that. That's a good philosophy. I also plan my stop now. When I say it's Emily.
Emily plans your
Emily
stops.
planned my stop, but like now she's like really good at like planning. Where are we? We're gonna like and just like book stuff. Like we're tourists at heart.
And Kimby says I have the Charmast 10,000. It has attached USB-A-C micro USB iPhone, 2 ports for USB-A and two ports for USB-A and 1 C that you can plug in. Older one lasted well. I have never heard of that one, but that's a lot of like plug-in spots.
Extra cable. Like I don't like when the cable are integrated though, because like because
like something like that's like a spider of cables.
Because like if one fails, like it's nearly impossible to repair.
Yeah. Closing reflections. Let's. I think it's really easy to assume the navigation is, solved once you have all the devices. But it really just you've got a route, you got a device, follow the lines. Not really that easy. But once you get the devices and the things, you got to start working with them.
Yeah, because like route change, condition change, you also change, your mindset might change. So like it's cool that you have the system, but you need to work with your system. And like the rider we drive doesn't have like the best tech or like everything. They are just the one that can adapt to rough situation or when the situation is plastic and flexible. So.
And then Emily says, I like booking all the camping ahead of time so I can choose the best sites.
That's amazing.
Oh, and my student says, hi, Mr. Panaski, it's Chloe. Hey, Chloe, see you tomorrow. I'm assuming we're celebrating my birthday. All right.
Yeah, Emily, we spent hour looking at like campsite and the picture of the campsite and be like, okay, yeah, this is a good one. This is, no, this one's too close from the road. So we both have a good night of sleep. We're picky.
Nice.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. If people have comments, questions, Chloe, any questions? Can we get out bikepacking this year?
Yeah, you where can we find you? Let's twist it out this week.
Yeah. Well, you can find me at Bikepack Adventures on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram,
Everywhere.
pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Bikepacking or bikepackadventures.ca if you want to go to the website.
Yeah, what is on the website?
Everything. No, it's getting there slowly. There's a good number of routes in Canada. Haven't really moved out of there yet, but it's just mostly Ontario, Quebec, a bit in the west. Some blog posts, gear reviews, that kind of thing.
Yeah, gear
How about
reviews.
you?
Yeah,
Where can we find you?
I need to write the gear review. I will say it every day. You can find me on the Instagram at Fork Sauce, the classic one. I'm posting mostly about like suspension, bike packing, and bike mechanic.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're now you now have a new job here in the city. Huh?
A new job. My boss is terrible. Yeah. I run the Ottawa Suspension, which is a suspension dedicated workshop in Ottawa.
So if you need a suspension work done,
Yeah,
Fork
yeah.
Sauce.
Yeah, do not skimp on the maintenance on your suspension because they're expensive and they're more expensive when they're broken.
There you go. All right, if you've been enjoying this series, be sure to follow along and reach out. We'd love to hear your thoughts or your own stories from the trails. And of course, this mini-series wouldn't have been possible without the support of Panorama Cycles. Be sure to check them out at panoramacycles.com.
Have a good night.
See you next week.
Yeah, see you next week.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.